All right, we are going to go to a quick ad break, and we'll be right back.
Devolver Digital is proud to sponsor Awesome Games Done Quick, benefiting the Prevent Cancer Foundation. Throughout this year's event, you can head to DevolverDoneQuick.com for a special Steam sale on all Devolver Digital games that have been a part of previous GDQ events, with a portion of the proceeds benefiting the Prevent Cancer Foundation. Thanks, and best of luck to all of this year's participants.
Welcome back. And another quick word from Fangamer. Fangamer makes high-quality video game merchandise, figurines, books, plushies, shirts, hoodies, keychains, and pins. They also have new official merchandise from SNK, Undertale, Hollow Knight, Golf Story, Slime Rancher, and many more. 100% of the profits during GDQ for the GDQ merchandise sold is donated to the Prevent Cancer Foundation. To learn more, visit fangamer.com. And another quick video word from one of our sponsors.
The Prevent Cancer Foundation is partnering with the International Association for the Study of Lung Cancer to provide a generous 2-year research grant. The grant funds research in the early treatment of lung cancer. In 2017, the first ever international grant in treatment was awarded to Dr. Atikur Rahman. This 2-year research project aims to enhance the understanding of lung cancer for scientists, members of the medical community, and the public, with the goal of better early detection and treatment.
Welcome back to AGDQ 2018, and now we're going to go and have an interview with Proto-Magical Girl, interviewing Scavenger 216 about Blaster Master Zero. Take it away.
Hello, Awesome Games Done Quick 2018. My name's Proto-Magical Girl. I'm here with my good friend Scavenger 216, who is going to be speedrunning Blaster Master Zero on the Switch coming up later tonight. How are you feeling, Scav?
Feeling good.
All right, you been practicing?
Oh, yeah.
Nice, that's a good thing to do before your speed runs. Okay, so I want to hop right into this with I guess, kind of a time-sensitive question. We alluded to this in the pre-show, and it's definitely been getting some money. We have the character choice bid war for this run, where you can choose between, I believe, 5 characters.
Yep.
Can you tell me a little bit about each character and what they change in the game?
Inside of the tank, all the characters are fundamentally the same. It's outside of the tank that they change up. Jason is your typical Blaster Master. Anybody's familiar with the original, same deal. Gunvolt from the Azuri Striker Gunvolt series. He can float, zap things. Shantae, transformations, skimpy outfits, everything everybody loves about Shantae, really.
Yeah.
Shovel Knight kind of just runs around whacking things with shovels, and Ikoro's just awful, just terrible.
All right, well, good to know. Yeah. Okay, so I think one thing that I find interesting is this is a really recent game.
Yes.
Which is, I mean, you have a pretty deep history of speedrunning Blaster Master, so I'm just kind of curious how you think this game stacks up against the other games you've played.
I mean, it's my current favorite speedrun at the moment. It definitely is every bit as good as the original was. I would say in terms of speedrunning, it has more replayability than the original just because of different characters, different routing, different categories, and game modes. Any Creates has been really cool with constantly updating the game with new characters and game modes to keep giving us stuff to do and route.
All right, cool, cool. I think we're going to move to some social media questions. We touched on this a little, but Super T302 asks, how would you say this game compares to the original Blaster Master in terms of speedrunning?
Yeah, it's difficulty-wise actually maybe a little bit easier. But yeah, it's every bit just as good. If you got into speedrunning the original, you'd definitely like the new one.
Okay, next up we have a question from the one and only Brosentia, who asks, what's your opinion of Blaster Master 2, the greatest Blaster Master game of all time?
Wait, they made a Blaster Master 2?
Anyways, well, here's a curiosity. How does Math Blaster tie into this series? It seems like it's a really
It's a direct
confusing
sequel.
timeline.
That is Blaster Master 2.
Oh, okay. All right. Cool. So here's a question, a really interesting one from the Shuver, who asks, hey, Scav, did you ever figure out that boss skip glitch from when you raced Blaster Master some GDQs ago? So some context for that. Scav raced the original Blaster Master at AGDQ 2017. He got to the Area 2 boss, and it didn't spawn. And it just kind of happened.
Took a vacation day that day.
Yeah, so what have you found out about that glitch since the run?
We still don't exactly know what caused it. Some testers figured out the exact memory addresses pertaining to it and what got changed to cause it to happen, but not what actually caused said thing to change. So it's still a mystery. I'm convinced it was a random hardware fluke.
Oh yeah, I guess it could be that. That's really interesting, all these kind of just like crazy things that can happen. You just put the game in for the millionth time, and it just happens to be the marathon where the really, really weird thing happened.
I mean, we're talking about 30-year-old hardware at this point, so.
Yeah. Okay, so our next question is from Girafro SA, who asks, how long did it take to master the Blaster? Yeah, I think it would be really interesting to hear about a little bit about your history with, I guess, Blaster Master speedrunning as a whole, with like the timeline and this new game especially.
I mean, the original game was one of my favorite games as a kid. I've been playing it since release, and as far as speedrunning it, I was watching, I'm sure everybody's familiar with Big John by now. I was watching him speedrun it and told him I had some interest in it, so he took some time to teach me the run, and it's just kind of gone from there.
Nice. Okay, we have one last question from the one and only Puexel, who asks, to what lengths would you go to find your in real life lost pet frog?
I would master the Blaster a little bit faster.
Okay, well there you have it.
Maybe even while playing a great remaster.
In Lancaster. Okay, so before we go, I want to talk about some of the prizes you see on this table. Before that, do you have any last words? You know, this run's coming up soon. I guess, like, why should people tune in, and what should they be looking out for when they do, not if, when?
They should tune in just because it's a great modern spin on a classic game that most people from the NES generation are vastly familiar with. Things they should be looking for, there's some pretty optimal movement throughout the run in some spots. I'll probably not pull any of it off right, but it's there. It's there if you want to look for it.
You can go find the VODs where someone maybe does it correctly. All right. Thank you very much. So before we go to our ukulele run with Reate, I want to talk about some of the prizes you see here. So first up is this Banjo-Kazooie, I believe, watercolor painting here, which is a $10 bid during the ukulele run. You can win this really, really pretty watercolor painting. The camera really doesn't do it justice. So that's your prize during ukulele. And then coming up during the Blaster Master run, you can win this copy of the Blaster Master Zero original soundtrack. And let me tell you, the soundtrack for Blaster Master Zero is bumpin'. It is awesome. It is the perfect soundtrack to drive around in your tank and shoot things and fight aliens. It's really, really good.
It's perfect frog finding music.
It is perfect frog finding music. That's a $10 bid. Another $10 bid is this really beautiful painting here you see of the Sophia. Just a really cool little environmental shot. So both of those are $10 bids during the Blaster Master run, and this is $10 during Banjo-Kazooie. I'm Proto Magical Girl here with Scavenger216, who's coming up with his Blaster Master Zero run after ukulele, so we will see you later. Now we're going to throw back to the front for some awesome animal team-up platforming action.
All right, guys. Hello. This is Kung Fu Fruit Cup here, filling in after Mr. Yassi Mexican. Hi, guys. Just so you're aware, we are getting extremely close to the 100K mark, which is really, really exciting. So get hyped for that, about to be met. We've got the ukulele run coming up next in just a minute here. This is an any percent run, no flight skip, and I'm super, super pumped. We're going to throw in a few quick donations before the run gets going. So we have a donation, a $150 donation from GravCon, who says, "Mother battled cancer and won, so willing to help others reach the same." We've also got a $200 donation from Tyler and Chelsea. They say, "Been catching GDQ live since 2015, and we love tuning in to these amazing events each time they come around. Thanks for doing what you're doing. Keep up the great work and have fun this week." We have a $256 donation from Sam Dono, who says, "AGDQ is a great event every year. Now that I have some money, it's always a good time to donate. Decided to donate around ukulele, as I am glad to see it in a GDQ." We got $20 from Pirate Hearts, who says, "Let's push this thing over 100K. Here's 20 for Shantae in Blaster Master." All right, we've got a $100 donation from Mad Scientist Podcast, who says, "Love GDQ and everything you all do. Can't wait to see ukulele get wrecked. Let's see Champions Road in 3D World. Still haven't completed it fully, and I'm excited to see it run." We also have a $25 donation from Oasis. He says, "I just had to donate while Rhea was playing ukulele. I just wanted to say how proud I am of all you've been able to accomplish. Donation goes to petting the dog in Hyperlight Drifter. Come on, you have to pet the dog. They're good dogs, Brent." All right, let's get hype for the ukulele run. Any percent no flight skip coming up now with Rayathe. Good luck, man.
Dang, dude. I can't believe I have to follow up F-Zero. The game was fast. All right, I have to do a little bit of, like, before the run starts, just because it's pretty explanation heavy. I want to do introductions beforehand. So on my couch, we got Seraphim, who's going to be running later in the week, and also found a really cool setup in this game. We got UFO Techie, legend of survival.
I'm just here to look good.
Yeah. We also got Mr. Shasta, runner of like 1 billion games and Smash 4 legend.
Hey.
And then we have the handsome and well-dressed Flogen Lounge.
Yo.
And my name is Rayathe. This is my first time at a GDQ in person, so I'm pretty excited for this. And finally, I'm here running ukulele. Any percent no flight skip, which means we're going to be going and unlocking the flight ability as fast as possible, and then using that to get straight to the boss fight, because flight makes that fight a lot easier to access and a lot easier to perform. So, who do I look for timer? All right, we're ready on time. 3, 2, 1, let's go. All right, so the first thing we're going to do here is skip the opening cutscene. Shout out to Playtonic Games. The first major patch made this game a lot more comfy to speedrun just by letting us fly through dialogue, skip cutscenes, so that's pretty nice. I'm going to make my over here. This here is my favorite character in the game. His name is Trowser. He's going to be teaching us the various moves that we'll be learning throughout the course of the game. The first one he's going to teach us is called Tail Twirl. And that's our standard attack here. It's got 2 really cool properties. The first of which is that the ground animation is jump cancelable, and when you use it while walking off of a ledge, you're going to continue to have 0 vertical momentum. So what that lets you do is if I put both of those together with my double jump and my oh god, I almost fell off. If I put that together with my double jump and air attack, you're going to drastically be able to increase the distance that you can platform here. So instead of going through that gate that was behind Trowser, we're just going to go across those trees and up the cliff here. So what I'm doing here is taking a slight detour to grab a health extender. That's just for marathon safety. It's gonna make the last boss fight a little safer and give me a nice buffer for a trick called Acid Clip that we'll be doing later in the run. That's right. All right, so what I'm gonna do now is a trick called Dr. Quack Skip. I'm gonna bounce off of that cliff up there and tail twirl over a cutscene trigger where an NPC named Dr. Quack would be yelling at us to stop trespassing. But we don't have time to talk to that guy. We're just going to run on inside.
You said it's basically like Lactic Skip in Super Mario 64, right?
Yeah. It saves roughly about the same amount of time, too.
Yeah.
Very similar. All right, so here we are talking to Trowser again. He's going to ask us to investigate something on top of this giant gold statue of the game's antagonist, capital B. There's a Pagey up there, and we're going to go and grab it. There's actually a number of those things that we're going to be collecting over the course of the run, and they're very important, and I'll explain why later. So normally there's a big platforming sequence around the whole room here. Oh, whoops, I fell off. But it's much faster for us to just jump on this light post and do our cool tail twirl tech to jump straight at the statue and go up his arm. I said go up his arm, and we're going to parkour our way up there and grab the Pagey.
There we go.
I'm going to interrupt you for just a second because
sure.
we need to announce that we have officially hit 100K.
Woo! Nice!
So everybody get hype about that. All right. So exciting. Thank you so much, everyone, so far. Let's keep it up.
All right, so what you saw me do there, it's even though we can fly through dialogue, there's some unskippable animations after you grab that Pagey, so it's faster for us to just go back to the main menu, come back in, and come back here and talk to Trowser. So now that we're besties with Trowser, he's gonna every time we talk to him in the hub world, he's gonna teach us a brand new move. And this time he's gonna teach us a move called Reptile Roll, and that's gonna allow us to roll up these super slippery slopes here. It's not quite as fast as F-Zero, but it's also faster than like our old method of moving, so we use it to get around faster as well. Now the camera's gonna pan and come up here to show us this giant book here, and this thing is called a Grand Tome. They function as the portals to the different worlds. We're not gonna go in one quite yet. What we do need to do though is get up to that room to do a trick called Early Waterworks, and that is a pretty hefty sequence break that we're gonna use to start moving through the hub world backwards. And there's about a dozen things that can go wrong with it, so hopefully none of those things happen, because that would kill the run. I do have backups though, so no worries. So what I'm doing now is using this cutscene right here in combination with the corner of that bush to shove me out of bounds. Now I'm out of bounds, there's no way to get back out of bounds, and I must stay out of bounds while doing this. So, very precise jump. First try,
there
let's
it
go!
is!
Hey.
Attaboy Ray!
All And now what I'm doing, we're not out of the woods yet. I'm making my way back to where we were, bouncing on the ceiling here, because if I stand on it for more than half a second, I'll clip back inbounds. And, oh, belly flop. That's fine. It hurts, but we're good. We're good. We gotta run. Woo! I'm gonna open up this gate here. It's gonna be relevant in about 8 minutes. Don't quote me on that.
8 minutes if you're fast.
8 minutes if I'm fast.
Don't be slow.
I'm gonna try
Stop
really hard.
pointless events.
I'm trying really hard here, dude.
All right, sweet.
I like it. You did the hard thing, so don't even worry about
Yeah, I
it.
did the hard thing. Now I got nothing to worry about during the rest of this run. I'm actually like
Nothing at all.
I got the one thing that I really had to get, and I'm happy about that.
Nice.
All right, so now that we're moving back to the hub world, I'm going to be collecting a number of those pages that we saw earlier, because we use those to unlock the different worlds over the course of the game. And I need to be able to get into worlds 1 and 4 for this run, which need a combined total of 11 pages. And it's faster to get them in the hub world here as we move backwards. So the first one is here in the archive. Oh, I missed the first try. Normally there's like a big maze here that you need to be able to enter. And if instead of doing the maze, if I hit this wall at the right angle, this thing's not cooperating today. Oh man, this is not good. All right, I'm gonna try something else. I don't know how to do the maze properly, so I have to do a trick here we call archive skip. There we go. I'll just clip right through the back door.
First try, let's go.
First try. So if I would have done it like first try for real, that would have been nice. I would have been like, yeah, that's archive skip. But that was more like archive flub.
It was still archive skip. You skipped the archive. We saw it.
Good. All right, moving through more one-way doors there, going backwards to the hub world. We're going to talk to Vendy here.
Is that SpongeBob?
It's not SpongeBob, it's Vendy. Vendy has a number of tonics, which will allow us to augment our abilities and... Oh, I grabbed the wrong one. They're going to allow us to augment our abilities in different ways. I got to talk to her again. So the one I really wanted to get was Baller, and that's going to allow us to reduce the stamina cost on our reptile roll here, which is going to be really nice for when we enter the worlds. Check it out, dude. It's our good buddy Trouser.
Hey.
Everyone say hi to Trouser.
Hi,
he's
Trouser.
He's gonna be teaching us a move called, well, I don't know what the move's called. Basically, he's teaching us how to glide, and that's gonna give us the little boost that we need to get over this gap here. So check that out. Now coming up next is a move called, or a skip called Honeyless Slide. Normally there's going to be a slide that's too slippery for us to roll on. We don't have the move from World 2 which will allow us to get up there normally, so I'm going to have to brute force my way up there a different way. There's actually about a half-dozen different ways to get up here, and everyone has their own. I had to like lab it out for a few hours. My favorite is to just roll my way up and buffer jump inputs to cancel the slide down animation, and there we go.
How does he do it? How does he do it?
In a similar vein, there's a trick coming up next called Wind Skip, where you're supposed to lick a cannonball, so you take on the properties of the cannonball, get very heavy, and that way you won't get blown around by these giant wind turbines covering up a bridge. But I don't have that move, so instead I'm going to use some very skilled gameplay here to get across the bridge instead. And what this is going to take is some careful timing, and a short hop, full hop, and we're across.
Beautiful.
Nice.
All right.
Skilled gameplay.
So now I'm going to make my way back to the room with the first Grand Tome. We're going to pop that open, and I'm going to head inside. So while I do that, we have some time for some donations. Let's go.
Sounds good to me. We've got a $5 donation from Beauregard the Sauce, who says, longtime listener and donor, looking forward to the ukulele run. Put $5 toward the Ori and the Blind Forest, kill Wilhelm the Frog.
Oh, Rick Wilhelm.
Oh.
We also have a $50 donation from Honeybear8712. Amazing cause, great entertainment, and finally watching with my girlfriend, who I love. This is my first year donating, and I'm always so happy to see what we can do when we all come together. Good luck to all the runners, and especially to all the patients out there. Stay strong. We also have a $10 donation from Luke and Verum. Hey, Wraithe, been really excited for this run. We wish you the best of luck, and also can't wait to see how all your practices paid off. And one thing from Luke, really proud to see you at AGDQ.
Nice. All right, so here we are in the first world. We're going to collect a few pages while we're here, but the main reason, oh, I want this. The main reason we're here is that we need to talk to Trouser because he has a bunch of moves to teach us again. But since we're no longer in the hub world, he's going to be teaching, or he's going to be charging us for his services. Huh? So because of that, we need a total of 60 quills to be able to afford that, and because of that, we need some very spicy movement here in the first world. This entire section of the run is very movement intensive, especially this back area here that I'm about to head into. Because not only do you have to manage your stamina, control your reptile roll, which I'm not doing a great job of, collect these quills and pagey pieces, you also need to manage skipping through these dialogue boxes that are going to be popping up and interrupting you. And that's because if you have dialogue boxes present on your screen, they don't allow you to interact with the NPCs, which is going to be very important in about 30 seconds here, not 30, very shortly. There we go. See, we have all those together. We need to talk to this guy in order to be able to put them back together. And
He looks so happy.
That part is a lot harder than it looks, to be honest. Anyway, I'm going to be rolling around here for about another minute and a half or so we have some more time for donations.
I can oblige that.
Nice.
We have an anonymous $20 donation that says, AGDQ is my favorite time of year. You restore my faith in humanity. Thank you. We've also got a $5 donation from Pink King 554, who says, I have lost a friend and a grandfather due to cancer. Also, my father survived testicular cancer. Let's destroy the next generation of Banjo-Kazooie, aka ukulele. Donation goes to Renner's Choice.
So that means we're going to pet the dog and
We're gonna
hyper
pet the dog.
Pet the dog.
Gotta pet the dog, dude. All right, we can do another.
We have a $150 donation
that's a big
from
number.
Poem Dexter, who says 100K hype. Woo! $10 donation from Anonymous, who says, glad that ukulele is a part of the speedrunning community. I am hyped for this, and also donations over 100K.
All right, so we made our way to Trouser here in his office. We're going to get 2 moves really quick from him. The first is called Slurp Shot, and what this is going to let us do is eat various berries that we'll find in the world. They're going to give us superpowers, basically, so we'll be able to spit fire or various other things that we'll be using throughout the run. The other one we're going to grab is called Buddy Slam. It's essentially the game's ground pound. What that's going to let us do is activate buttons, switches, solve some puzzles, and it's also going to be our primary... it's actually going to help us out a lot during the final boss fight to make some really quick cycles. And I'm actually going to use it right now to solve a puzzle really quick, and then I'm going to head back to the hub world. So we can squeeze another donation in here.
Alrighty. We've got $20 from Momo and Hark.
Oh, I know them.
Says, hey Araya, wishing you the best of luck on your run. You got this.
Yo, thanks guys.
Much love from your pals Momo and Hark. Money goes to Raya's Choice.
Pet the dog.
Pet the dog.
Pet the dog.
Dude, pet the dog.
What a good dog.
I think we're gonna do it.
I agree. Dude, all doggos are good doggos.
Agreed.
Gotta pet the dog.
Couldn't agree more, honestly.
We also have a $150 donation from Ninpok.
Oh, Ninpok is another runner this game, so shout out to Ninpok.
Shout outs. Ninpok says, all of us are cheering you on, the ukulele speedrunning community.
Yo.
Right there. Good luck on the run, and we believe in you.
Thanks, guys. I didn't screw up early waterworks. Do I make you proud?
P.S. I really hope people give this underrated game a chance after watching this. Sean.
All right, so check it out. Oh, I messed up. I'm gonna spit fire all over this puzzle here. So now, I'm trying to spit fire all over this puzzle here. I'm gonna light these torches in the correct order and release a page.
Yo, that trick is pretty fire, dude.
It's lit. All right, so what I'm gonna do basically is after leaving World 1 there, we're gonna be making a beeline to get it, because everything's all like honeycomb here. To World 4, but we're gonna need a few more pages on the way as we make our way over there. So now that we have new moves in tow, we're gonna use them to collect these easy to grab pages on our way. Hey, remember that gate I mentioned earlier? I'm gonna make our way back through here.
We missed the Pagey and the KG pun.
Oh, well, I had to fast forward through that. That was like when I was walking past him the first time.
It's all good.
Oh, I'm not facing the right way. If I face straight up while going through this doorway, it allows me to basically shoot myself out of the water like a dolphin, but instead I'm going to have to do a little setup, so we're losing a little bit of time here, but we should be okay. Coming up next is a pagey with a name. He calls himself Crazy Kirkhope, named after the game's composer, Grant Kirkhope. Shout outs to Grant. Unlike Grant, though, this guy's a bit of a pain. He attacks you as soon as you release him, and then he's going to start running away on top of this water. And that's a huge problem, because water movement's really difficult, and this guy's movement is very erratic. So this guy used to be a huge run killer. We could lose minutes chasing this guy around. But then one day, Seraphim over here, shout out to Seraphim, found this nice setup. If you run at this guy from this area right here, Kirkhope's movement is very predictable, and he'll fall right into my arms. I guess we're supposed to clap.
Yeah.
You did.
That guy's really hard.
Shout
Or
out
he
to
used to be
Crazy
really
Kirk
hard.
Hope.
I'm getting my revenge on him, basically. All right, so if you've been in my stream for any amount of time, you would have heard me go over my little speech here. Everyone there is getting sick of it, but all this stuff I'm doing right now, skipping over these things outlined in white, this is called Lizard Lash Skip. Normally, you learn a move called Lizard Lash that slingshots you up to them like a grappling hook, and it's my favorite move in the game. But skipping that is called Lizard Lash Skip, and it's my favorite skip in the game, so like, I get that whole dissonance kind of a thing. Anyway, you may have heard me mention it before, but this year is Dr. Quack, the evil vice president. He's going to try to slow us down with a quiz game show here, so this is a good time for like a minute and a half worth of donations.
All right, good luck with the quiz.
Thanks, I studied.
We have a $20 donation from Katie198, who says, my boyfriend introduced me to GDQ 2 years ago, and we look forward to it every year. My grandmother passed from cancer in 2016, and now my own mother is in the fight for her life too. Thank you so much for everything you do, and greetings from the PNW.
Oh, we got 2 pictures in a row.
We also have a $20 donation from Aho Watashi, who says, wish I can watch the whole event, but sadly need to work. So here's $20 to support the cause.
Almost there.
Yeah, keep them coming.
We have a $400 donation.
Oh, that's a bigger number.
From Mr. Happy 1227108. Lots of numbers. Who says, tons of great incentives this year. Let's throw 100 at Donkey Kong Country, 100 to Super Mario 3D World Final Level Luigi, 100 to Kingdom Hearts Birth by Sleep Ventus Critical Level 1, and 100 to Naming Yang Happy. Keep it up, all you awesome runners.
Cool, thank you for donations.
You're
Thank you for
welcome.
your donations, too.
I say you're
Everyone
welcome
watching.
to everybody. I mean,
All right, so here we are in the final section of the hub world, making our way over to a neon arrow over there in the distance you might be able to see. There's somebody very important over there. Wait for it. Oh, wait for it. Check it out, dude. It's our good buddy Trouser.
Hey.
Sup, Trouser? Right now he's going to teach us a move called Camo Cloak. It's not terribly interesting. All it does is... Oh, whoops. Trouser, I love you, but I only need to talk to you once right now.
Yeah.
Yeah. It lets us turn invisible to make our way past a couple security cameras that we'll be seeing, but other than that, it doesn't have too much of an application in the run. It is mandatory. And we're making our way over here to World 4, the Casino World. Now, the main reason we need to go here into World 4 is that we're going to grab just a single pagey in here, and as soon as we do, the game recognizes us as having been here and done stuff, and if we leave with that one pagey from this world, then... One second. I don't want to talk over the fanfare. But yeah, we get one pagey. Trouser will be waiting for us in the hub world, and he'll be able to teach us how to fly. And that's what we've all been waiting for. So we're going to hop on inside. Now, the casino world here, from when I've been talking to people, this is one of the more polarizing worlds in the game. There's a lot of people who don't like it, but it's personally one of my favorites. It's really fun. When you're playing it casually, there's a lot of really fun mini games that you get to do to collect stuff. It's got great music. I love the music in here, and you get this great casino aesthetic with none of the smell. So what we're going to be doing here is, instead of having pages lie around like you may have seen in the first world, what this world has instead is a bunch of casino tokens. Now we're going to be grabbing the 10 easiest tokens that we can to find, and we're going to be able to exchange those 10 tokens here at the front desk, front desk, and be on our way. So let's see if I can get this water entry first try here. Speedy water. Oh, I missed the speedy water. Unlucky. Oh man, can I run away from the... No, he got me! Get him away!
What a jerk.
He's not very nice. Alright, you may have missed him in the archive, but Trouser was sitting in one of the corners, and he teaches us a move to be able to attack underwater. Now, since I didn't go learn that, I'm going to have to break this barrel here in a different manner. So let's see if I can get this first try. No luck. This one was giving me some trouble in my practice run, so I'm hoping it'll cooperate for you guys. I really want this because there's a present at the top of it.
You got this.
I don't know why it wasn't working.
You're doing good.
It works fine when I'm at home, but all these practice runs were not. Okay, hang on. Oh, I don't want the camera. All right, this is gonna sound really weird, but VSync might actually help me here.
I never noticed that before.
Oh my god.
Yeah, I see
Wow.
VSync, dude.
There you go.
Genius.
Oh my god.
VSync to the rescue.
Oh my god. Alright, well, I didn't get the present at the top that I wanted, but we got the tokens that we needed, so I'm going to do some really cool platforming here. All right, and see if I can get pipe jump. First try pipe jump. Let's
Easy
go.
every time.
Nice.
All right, I'm gonna run through this tunnel and grab a few more things, so we can probably do another donation or two.
Okay. We have a $1,031.22 donation.
This
from
person just
Fish
wants me to say
Fox.
this is a bigger donation every time.
Okay, I'll take it down a notch. We have a $500 donation. So awesome. Thank you so much, Tip Daddy, who says donating from the audience for my favorite speed game. Good luck, Ray Thing.
Yo, shout outs to Tip
Yo,
Daddy.
Tip Daddy. Let's go.
Oh, go ahead.
Okay, one more for you.
Yeah,
one
one
more. We have a $10 donation from Flea, who says,
Oh, Flea.
Good luck, Ray Thing.
The @Flea.
Thanks, @Flea.
Love your pals, Flea and Basil.
Oh,
P.S.
thank you, Basil.
Techie.
Yeah, Techie knows Flea as well. All right, so what we did there was we talked to Definitely Not Capital B at the front desk. We exchanged the banter, and then we're going to exchange our 10 tokens for a Pagey. We're going to hop out of the world, and the game's going to take control away from us at this point. See, like, all I can do is really move the camera right there, because it's got something very, very important to show us. Over here in the area we were at earlier, way over in the distance, do you see it? Do you see it?
I see it.
It's our good buddy Trouser, dude. Look at that smile. I love this guy.
What a guy.
All right, I'm gonna run over to Trouser real quick. I just wanted to explain all that. We have a time for another donation, if there's any.
It's always such a blessing to see a trouser snake.
We have an anonymous $10 donation that says, Yo, Rhea, I made it back just in time to catch your run. Don't know what else to say, but you're doing great.
Yo, thank you.
And $10 for Burnout at Night, and Snow Leopard's our best cat.
Those are my favorite cats. All right, so what I'm doing here is swapping out my tonic. I don't really need roll anymore, or I don't need stamina boosting on my roll. And Super Slam is going to help us make some of the cycles during the final boss fight a lot faster. All right, here we are at Trouser. Everyone say bye to Trouser.
Bye, Trouser.
We won't see him anymore for the run. Thank you for all you've done.
I'll
for
miss
us.
you.
All right, so now that I know how to fly, I'm going to do two really cool tricks back to back. The first one is called Acid Clip. So I'm going to take damage here in the acid, and then and this one was giving me some trouble too. I'm going to try to, there we go, get underneath the wall there. So now we're out of bounds again. And I'm going to buffer the flight animation as I run off the cliff and fly underneath this tunnel instead of going through it. Now before you guys yell at me, this is not flight skip. This is called elevator door skip, even though I'm flying.
It's a skip that utilizes flight.
Yeah, there we go. Well, the reason we're doing this is because up there in the distance you see a elevator door. Now normally the final boss demands that you bring him 100 pages to unlock it, and I don't have that kind of time or pages, so we're just gonna fly underneath the door instead and access it that way. Now we got one final quiz show, unfortunately, before we can meet up with the final boss, so, oh whoops. You know what that means.
I think so. We have a $150 donation from Dougal. It says, kick some butt, Rhea. Represent the Snips.
Yo, thanks, Dougal.
Just got out of the hospital a while ago. Let's keep more people out of there. We have a $50 donation from I Am Gibbon. It says, donating during Bat and Bud for art of Bear and Bird. And helping out with the Cancer Combattling Coalition, of course. Keep up the good work, everybody.
Nice.
We've also got a $10 donation from Zara114.
Hi, Zara.
Zara says, the delicious Rayathe takes the stage.
Oh my god.
Greetings from the Snep Club and good luck on your run.
Your shout outs to my Snep Club. Let's go. Yes, this one. Yo, I think that was no pictures. That's perfect RNG right there.
Hey.
Did I have a picture? I just
No, you didn't.
I autopiloted through that. Alright. I don't really get a chance to mention it, but during the quiz, the questions you get are completely random. We can fly through dialogue, which is great, but if we get asked a question where Quack shows us a picture, we can't skip the picture, and so that's 3 seconds of time lost, complete RNG. Anyway, here we are coming up on the final boss fight in the game. We're gonna fight Capital B here. This fight can be extremely difficult, even when playing casually, when you're fully decked out on your health upgrades and all your moves. We're gonna have to manage anyway, so there's 4 major phases here during this boss fight. The first of which, we gotta outrun these bees. And once we do, they get tired. Capital B is vulnerable, so we're gonna give this guy the bap. Give him a bop.
Bap
Oh,
bop.
God. Yeah, we're gonna hit that guy up. So yeah, 4 main phases. I'll be going through them in order. The first one here, normally in World 3, there's a move that you learn called Sonar Explosion, which will let you dispel these bees. But since we never really went there, our only option here is to outrun them. Give them the bap.
Not the bees.
Give them the bop. And we get a tasty 2 cycle in there, so let's go. That's pretty good.
Nice.
so the next boss phase, Capital B is going to continue to run away and pelt us with stuff, but we don't have... well, the easiest way to hit him is going to be with these snowball berries that he's going to be giving us. And so I'm going to chase him around the room for a bit. This will probably be the last opportunity for me to have some freedom for donations. So let's see. Let's hear the last ones we got.
Okay, check this one out. We have a $10 donation from $10 donation who says, we have a $10 donation from $10 donation saying, quote, we have a $10 donation from $10 donation.
I have a feeling I know who this is. I'm like 90% certain I know who that is.
Thanks for that $10 donation.
Whoever it is, you're pretty great.
Thank you, $10 donation. We got one more.
Okay, we have a $10 donation.
Air shot.
No, this is from Aurora Climb, who says, always watch this with my best friend ever. Traveling across country to watch with her. Ukulele for life.
Woo!
Love you, Anna.
Thanks, Hannah. Actually, I lied. One more. Last one.
A $10 donation from Mega Soy Milk. Love all you guys do. I've been watching since it was in some guy's basement. So cool how this has grown.
It's a long time.
It's a really long time.
It is indeed.
All right, so we're coming up on Phase 3 here of the boss fight. Phase 3 has 4 sub-phases, each of which I'm going to hope that I can one-cycle. So Capital B here is going to try to give us a taste of our own medicine and ground pound us, but he's very slow. He's going to jump, he's going to jump at us 4 times, and on the 4th one he'll be vulnerable. So once again, we're going to give him the bap. We're going to give him the bop.
Bap and bop.
There we go, that juicy one-cycle in there. Now, unfortunately, there's a lot of cutscenes during this phase of the fight that we can't skip. We kind of just got to let him do his thing. He's trying very hard.
I believe in him.
All right, so here we are on sub-phase 2. He's going to shrink the arena a little bit, and then he's going to throw more bees at us.
Not the
Unfortunately, we don't have the time to roll away from them as we did in phase 1. In the name of saving time, we're going to wait until he's vulnerable.
Ooh.
This is not good.
Ooh. There it is. There we go.
Okay, that actually, that scared me for a second. What you're supposed to do is to try to extend your hitbox past the bee shield that you kind of get there, so you can hit him, and then you ground pound him. And normally, when you do that really fast, you take damage from the bees in the middle of the cutscene, and it's damage that's undodgeable unless you're slow. So I'm going to pretend that I totally did that in the name of marathon safety. Anyway, give him the bap after the 4th jump. Give him the bop. All right. Sub-phase 2 kind of like got me a little rattled, so I got distracted a little bit. But we're back on track here. Capital B's doing his thing, shrinking the field for us. You may have saw those yellow shockwaves in Sub-phase 3, so they're coming back for Sub-phase 4. We got everything. He's going to throw everything at us. The bees, the shockwaves, the bounces. And we're going to dodge this all very skillfully. Bap. The bop. All right, we got it. And that is the end of phase 3. We got one final phase remaining for this boss fight. Capital B is going to be throwing us his secret weapon, the Bee Stinger missiles. Now, these things are lizard-seeking missiles here, so we're just going to lead them on into his ankles, you know, the whole stop hitting your stealth kind of a shtick. Time is coming up after the 7th missile hit. This is towards the end here. You'll be able to recognize it because the camera will shift very abruptly and focus on Capital B, making a very hilarious defeated face expression. Now, this part of the boss fight, very slow. The first half of this final phase here, because we kind of just got to sit here and let Capital B play things out at his own pace. But now that we've hit him with 3 missiles, we got 4 to go. He's going to switch things up on us. Not only is he going to be shooting... Oh, it was a little slow there. Okay, I'm going to take damage from here so I know what he's doing. So not only is he going to be shooting 2 missiles at once at us, he's also going to start flying around the level here. And this is why learning how to fly was very, very important, because this part of the level is very, very difficult if you don't know how to fly. There is a strat for it, but it's just so much easier if you learn how to fly and then just fly around, lead the missiles into him. Now, what you might have seen me do is hit him with a missile immediately after another missile. Unfortunately, Capital B has a few seconds of iframes if you hit him with a missile. So if you stack them up on top of each other, it's only going to count as a single missile hit. So if I do what I just did there, if I separate them just enough to hit him with a single missile, lead him around and hit him with a different one, that's the optimal strat. So B's on 1 health left. The next missile will call time. Oh, I tried to get the strat in there. I'm waiting for my stamina to recharge, basically. All right, one of these should hit him. Ready, and time.
Nice.
And that was Yooka-Laylee, any percent, no flight skip. What do we got on time? Wait, someone's trying to tell it to me. What is it?
28:31.
28:31. You know what? That's below estimate. That's all I was really hoping for. It doesn't really matter a whole lot because on PC we actually play with the load remover, so I don't know what. No, my RTA PB is 27, so this was actually pretty good. That doesn't really. I guess this is good for knowing for like console runners. We actually have a new influx of console runners with the Switch release, but. If this game looked interesting to you guys to speedrun, in my opinion, this is a really good first-time category for new players. So if you want to join us in the Yooka-Laylee speedrunning Discord, we got a lot of people in there who are really knowledgeable. All of us willing to help you out, and yeah, it's great. Thanks for having me. We got a whole week of really cool speedruns ready, so stay tuned. Thanks for watching, and say nice things to me on Twitter. All right, thank you.